Lion Force Transport, 225 trucks, over 550 pieces of equipment, a $52 million terminal in Brampton. Then everything changed. The headline spoke of more than $500,000 in unpaid property taxes, a $623,000 WSIB garnishment, millions owed to creditors, and a battle with RBC that ultimately ended with the company being placed into receivership. Those are the allegations, the claims, and findings reported in the news and court proceedings. But today isn't about the headlines. Today, I'm sitting down with Harry Hundle from Lion Force to hear his side of the story. From one fleet owner to another, I'm going to ask the brutal, hard questions. What really happened behind the scenes? What led to the collapse of the trucking company? Could it have been prevented? And what can every trucking company out there and owner-operator learn from this story? Let's get into it. So, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
When I heard your story, when I read the articles, I feel like there's a lot to unpack over here. I really feel like, there's a lot to learn from your story, and I'd love to hear more about it. So I guess maybe if we can just start from the beginning. First of all, Lion Force, who was Lion Force, the trucking company? How many trucks, how many trailers, how many employees at its peak?
So Lion Force was opened in 2016.
Okay.
We are 3 partners in a Lion Force. We start with 3 trucks and we grew up to the peak 227 trucks. And in a US, we have 50 trucks running.
So 227 plus the 50?
50 in the US.
50 in the US, okay.
And we have 500 plus trailers.
Wow. And what kind of freight did you specialize in? What was
We are specialized in automotives, general freight, but we move everything. Okay. But our specialty is into the Mexico and the US business.
And at what point, so 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, it's all growth spurts?
It's all,
keep growing.
Our growth is not like a instant growth, it was all natural growth. You can say it's organic growth. And not from 2016 till 10 years. And we have a past experience of 7 to 8 years in industry. So I've been in the industry for more than 18 years. So it's not all of the sudden we rise up. Mm-hmm. It's only the people knows us because we buy the terminal in 2024, which is a very big terminal, and it makes a lot of noise in the market.
Got it. When did you first realize that the company was in trouble? At what point, did things start going sideways? Did things start, decreasing?
As a Lion Force, as a company, we were never into the trouble. We never lose money in a company. We invest our own $10 million equity into the new terminal when we bought a Brampton terminal. Okay. We sold our Mississauga terminal. Company was never into the trouble. Okay. It was just a real estate debt carry forward from the old building to the new building. And we are not in a even breach. We were in a breach of, the first trouble started with the companies with the late reporting of the financials.
Okay, we're going to get into all the financials, but 2024 came around. That's when you purchased your new terminal.
We purchased a new terminal we purchased actually terminal in 2023. We closed in 2024 April.
Got it. So April, you get the keys to the terminal.
We got the keys to the terminal.
Who financed that terminal?
RBC Bank.
RBC. What was the mortgage on it?
It was when they financed it, it's $44 million.
$44 million.
Yes.
At that point, how many trucks did you have?
We have close to 200 trucks.
200. Okay. Now, we get the keys. What do we do?
We just move in. We start doing renovations on the place. We start doing everything because we were under the impression we're going to get a term loan for the property. Okay. So we start spending our money after we move in. There is a lot of work needs to be redone on the terminal.
So one second. So first you moved into the property, then you renovated, or while you were still in your old building?
We did some parts before, but majority...
Just so the audience understands, can you show me the video? I want to show the audience the video.
I will show you the videos.
What's it called? The audience. Do you have your phone? Am I able to look and ask you? Like all the, what is it called? I saw some crazy renovations that you did there. Like this is every person's dream terminal that is in our industry.
We almost spent $3 million in a terminal. We put our own fuel tank on site. Okay. We put a full fence with a 12-feet fence. We put a signboards. We fixed the pavings. We put a scale up and running. It was not running when we moved in. We put a concrete blocks. We secure the property outer side. We put a retainer walls.
Okay.
We fix all the graving, everything we fix in a yard. Yard was in a mess position when we actually bought it.
Now, was all this done before you moved in? Like the asphalt and like
Half of the things we done it before we moved in. Asphalt, signs, linings, everything we done it before we moved in. And the inside office work we are doing while we were there. We make a shower rooms for the drivers. We make a lounge for the drivers. We have a separate kitchen room, laundry room for the drivers. We have a warehouse. We have a mechanic shop under different company, but it was owned by same ownership. So we have running a 7 licensed technicians. We have our own inspection approved station. We are doing our own emissions, everything in-house.
So your own safety, your own
Everything.
your technicians, everything.
Everything.
Got it. Okay. So the $3 million for the renovations, where did that money come from? You pulled it out of your receivables, you pulled it out of your operation?
We use from the company money.
From
we
the
use the company money because we were, and it was all done by, we informed the bank before we even start doing this.
Got it.
They all know about the plans, what we are trying to do. From this terminal, our vision was to grow to the next level.
Yep.
But everybody knows in a 2024, 2025 how the trucking goes. But nobody knows that. Until we bought a terminal, there was no noise from the US government, no tariff issues, nothing was there. So everything was running smooth, and we have a vision to grow to the almost 300, 400 trucks from this terminal.
Yeah. So I think all the problems came in, correct me if I'm wrong, it was April 2025.
2025.
That's when already, Trump played the card on taxes, no taxes, yes taxes, no taxes, yes. And then in April, everything just went downhill.
Tariff is a big impact on our business because, as I told you, we do a lot of automotive. Yes, a lot of plants moves from Canada to US.
Yeah.
In order to sustain, we have to increase our presence in the US. And when you do something new, you invest a lot of money. We cannot say we lose the money. We basically try to diversify as of the need of the customers. Lot of plants moves from Ontario to the other side of the borders. And we were serving a big lanes for those customers at that time.
Good. So it says that you were in default. Articles that I read, there was 2 articles that I read. One of them is on the Insolvency Insider Canada, and the second one was a piece written by James McKenzie, trucknews.com.
Truck News.
Yes. So James McKenzie wrote a really good piece, and then the Insolvency Insider. It says that you were in default since 2024.
Yes,
Why do they say that you were in default since 2024?
Because our financial year ends in May 2024.
Okay.
When we submit our financials in October, November. Yes, we are in a default because it's a very common sense. At one point, we were carry forward 3 mortgage at the same time. We bought a new terminal in April month, just a month before our year end. So $44 million goes on our books. Then we didn't close the Mississauga terminal at that time. So $13 million debt also showing on our books at the same time. So at one time, it's a $57 million. Then RBC did a bridge loan to close this deal. So we have 3 mortgages. One is a bridge loan, one is a Mississauga property, and one is a Brampton. It's quite obvious for anybody, month before we are doing this, we're going to be breach of the tangible net worth or something. We're going to be breach of that.
And RBC knew this.
Everybody knows this.
They knew that you were buying this terminal, you're going to be in breach, and they let you continue.
Yes.
Now, did RBC know in 2024, what month were you doing the renovations already?
We started doing a renovation as soon as we moved in, and even we done it before, and a lot of RBC, like a high management, even visit the terminal as well during the purchase and after the purchase.
Got it. And they knew that you were in default already while you were doing the renovations.
Yes.
Did they tell you to stop? Did they tell you no?
Never.
Okay. Did they tell you that listen, you're in breach, you shouldn't be doing these renovations?
No.
No.
They didn't tell anything.
In 2025, did they extend your line of credit?
Yes, they extend our line of credit.
From what to what?
They extended from 6 million to 9.5.
In 2025, you received or you extend your line was extended from 6 to 9.5
We used the money from line of credit to do all these renovations. So that's we go over the line.
Did you have to submit documents to them? What you did, how much you did? No. So you just every single month. Did they ask you where did the money go?
No, they know the plans. We're gonna do the renovations in a new terminal.
Okay.
And we keep using the money.
Now, at this point, when you're doing the renovations, you're already in breach. Did they send you to special loans or no?
They send us a special loans, not during this. They send us a special loans in the month of January 2025.
So January 2025, after the renovation is finished. Got it. And how did that process? Can you just walk me through it?
So, as you know, we are with RBC from last 10 years. We have a wonderful years with. We never even go to another bank in our whole life. Whole career of the line force, we stays with RBC. RBC is our main bank for every need.
So, once again, just to be clear, line of credit for the company, and mortgage, and equipment financing, all of them you did with RBC?
Yes, we do all with the RBC. Equipment, we have another lenders as well.
Okay.
Not 100% RBC, but other portfolio is.
Got it. But the majority, you're saying everything was with RBC?
Yes, they are the biggest lender for us.
And looking back, was that the right move, you think?
If I think now, no, it's not a good move.
Got it.
We moved the eggs in a one basket, and that hurts us a lot.
Got it. Okay. I read some more stuff about the WSIB and also the insurance for your receivables. Walk me through what happened over there. So the WSIB arrears.
So it's
what
actually
happened?
it's not actually arrears. We got audited for the WSIB in 2024.
Okay.
It's not even, there is no judgment against us. We are fighting a case.
Okay.
It was a garnishment happens. Yes, we know garnishment happens, but we got removed in a half a day because we explained to them we are dealing with a lawyer because that amount was not correct, and
Yeah,
we were fighting for it.
So when I read the news on the insolvency, that's not the story that they said. They're saying that they just WSIB garnishments notice in the amount of $623,000. Nobody says the actual story that it was garnished within half a day.
Because nobody knows the story, right?
So this is an ongoing dispute.
It's an ongoing dispute with the WSIB, and we are fighting through the lawyers, and they want us to make us monthly payments, and because of the strain in the last couple of months, we stopped the payments. That's why they garnished the account, and when we call them and we explain them, and they take the garnishment in one day off. Garnishment was uplifted same day.
So the same day that they put it,
It was uplifted the same day.
And it's just an ongoing.
It was
battle
ongoing.
between
Yes,
you and WSIB.
we understand if we owe somebody, we will pay, but we will not pay somebody if we think it's an unreasonable amount.
Got it. So WSIB came in there, did an audit. What was their findings? What did they say?
They just, because we have a server crash in 2020, so they go back 3 years. They're checking all the files. So they even take us a pro data rated for the even owner operators, and they put all the amount, whatever retained earnings for those years, they put a percentage and they calculate this 650,000 against us. But that's not a right number because we are running owner operators as well.
Correct. Now, do your owner operators, do they have WSIB?
Yes, we do have a clearance certificates from those owner operators at that time.
And in the audit, were you able to show them this?
We show them some of them, but we also explain them we have a server crash and we have a proof we explain to them.
Yes.
So that's why we are having an ongoing this dispute with the WSIB.
Got it. The court filings mentioned that there were unpaid drivers. What's the story behind all that, the unpaid drivers?
First of all, I want to tell you, Lion Force is a company from last 10 years. We are paying our drivers direct deposit from almost 10 years. We never delay any of our driver payments. This is not something somebody find out. We explained to them and we told everyone in a court, we owe our drivers in the last months because we were restrained to use our accounts. We have a sales drop in 3 months because of we don't have any support for the business because of that, and we are not even hiding this. We told ourselves. Nobody find this out. We told ourselves, and there is no complaint in any labor board for us. So our drivers and us is I bring this to our lawyers to tell the court the truth.
Got it. So what happened with the money? So I know that you mentioned you ended up selling a terminal. So you have the expensive terminal, the $50 million terminal,
Yes.
and you also had a $10 million terminal, approximately.
Mississauga one that we sold in 2024, but we also have another terminal in Woodstock.
In Woodstock, okay. So explain to me what happened with the money, or you had mentioned that you sold one of the terminals in order to pay off the WSIB, in order to pay off the payroll tax, and in order to pay off the property tax on your property. What happened to all the money?
3 milestones was set for us. WSIB payment.
Yes.
Sorry, not a WSIB. 3 milestones set up for us. CRA payment.
Okay.
Property tax.
Yes.
And the third one is the bank's access line of credit, which is 600,000 at that time.
Okay.
We sold the terminal, Woodstock. It was clear understanding between us, like all these 3 milestones will
When
be.
you say us, what does that mean? Who's the looping? So RBC?
RBC's advisor,
Yes.
who's acting as a receiver right now,
Okay.
and our lawyers,
Yes.
and our advisors,
Okay.
which is at that time is MNP.
Okay.
And it was quite obvious, it was discussed, the profit from the terminal coming around $1.4 million. And that's enough to cover all 3 milestones. We sold the terminal on 31st of March, just a month and a half
2025.
before. Yeah, 2026.
Oh, 2026. This was recent. This was
Recent.
just before this whole thing happened.
Before the receivership happens. So we sold the terminal. And
Do you have anything in writing from RBC saying like that you are the 1 point something million is supposed to go for these 3 milestones?
No.
No.
And that $1.4 million was given to the RBC bank through to their trust account to their lawyers.
Okay.
And we don't know what happened after that to that money. We don't get any documents for that money.
So it didn't go to pay off the WSIB.
It didn't go to the. It didn't go
To
pay
the
off
3
the
milestones.
property tax. It didn't go to the CRA. It didn't go to even a. I don't know where the money
Did it
was.
decrease your line of credit? What did it do? The
Yeah,
ca-
I see the line of credit was decreased by 600,000, but rest of the money we have no clue where it goes to. And nobody gave us any documents as well.
Wow. Okay. And your lawyers on the file, they couldn't do anything. They couldn't find out where did this money go.
No, then all of a sudden they start taking this receivership date from the court, and we got busy into the receivership applications, and we start preparing our documents. So everybody got stuck into this because a month and a half later they got a receivership date.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Did RBC try to work with you? What do you think? Looking back, did they try to work with you? These forbearance agreements that you signed.
No,
Walk me
actually, it's a very first forbearance we signed in a month of February, when our account was moved to the
Special loans. February of 2025.
2025.
Okay.
So RBC saying we gave enough time to the Lion Force to work with us, but how that time matters to us when our financials are not even ready to go and look for a refinancing. February we signed first forbearance in a good faith. They want to do an audit on us. They bring the third party auditors to our side. They did a first audit. We passed the audit.
Okay.
3 months later, our year end is May, and our financials were done by BDO, which is a very big firm.
Yes.
So BDO gave the financials in a month of December. So from February till December, forbearance doesn't mean anything because we do not have a financials in hand to go to the market to apply for a refinancing.
1 second. Your year end is when?
May.
June, July. Oh, but in August you're supposed to have your financials ready.
No, there's a first year for the BDO, so they took a longer than usual, and they finished the financials in a November month and hand over in a December.
Okay, but you understand why a bank would have a problem with that, right?
No, but if they have a problem with that, they can talk to the BDO. It's not us delaying anything. It was the BDO's processes, right? And bank was we introduced bank to the BDO at a first stage.
Okay.
And they should ask anything to the BDO. And it's not a line force delay anything. We hand over all the paperwork to the BDO in the first 2 months.
Got it.
They have a lot of processes in the first time to do it.
Okay.
So they take a longer than usual. Yes, obvious. But that's called the quality of financials too.
Got it. So RBC received finally these financials and
In December month.
in December, and that's
And
when
those financials are far better than 24. We have a big improvement in the financials. Obvious, we have 2 mortgages gone off the back.
Yes.
We only have 1 mortgage. Out of 2 ratios, we met with 1 ratios. The second one was not met.
correct.
That was quite obvious. The market was not even supporting for the transportation industry in this year too as well.
Correct.
And also the BDO is doing a financial, so that's a very good quality of financials. So they're like an open book to them. So basically, we actually got only 3 months to find a refinancing for the property and line, which is not enough time for any company like our size to go in a market, especially when the market is not supportive.
So RBC wanted you to find another.
Yes, they want us to 100%
Oh, the
move
entire
the
file?
and
The
they
entire
want us
file.
to, yes, they do not want us to move the pieces. They want us to move full file out.
Got it. So they wanted both the mortgage
Yes, that's
and the
what
property.
they says. We owe them 54 something in the documents.
Yes.
So they want a paycheck of the full $54 million. In this market, it is very hard. Our terminal was appraised at 59 million.
Oh, wow.
We have enough equity in the terminal,
Yeah.
but there is no refinancing companies available at that time.
Usually when there's no refinancing, it means that the books are not strong enough to withhold that kind of mortgage.
No, but the transportation, every bank is running away from the
No,
transportation.
no, that too, of course, yes. But also they look at your numbers and they see, can you, just out of curiosity, approximately, what's the monthly payment on this building? $50 million.
So monthly payment on this building
Plus
is
minus, doesn't have to be
yeah,
exact.
$350,000.
$350,000 every single month
Every
goes on a
single
payment
month.
from a trucking company. Now, in March, April, May, how many trucks are you running?
The recent one, we decreased
In
200
2025
trucks.
to 200.
From 200 to 100.
From 200 to 100.
Yes.
And still carrying a $350,000 a
And
month.
I want to tell you, we were in this building for last 2 years.
Yes.
We never missed a single mortgage payment in 2 years. Just recent 3 months was not good for us. What happened was, since the December shutdown happens, 3-week holidays, a lot of driver shortage happens. Since after that, we have a lot of drivers didn't come back from India. We have shortage of the drivers, so that's also decreased our sales. So those 3 months are very hard for the.
Of course. Listen, running 100 trucks and paying $350,000, that's...
Yes, and we have a utilization of the trucks dropped to big time, like a 50 to 60%. We were running more than 90% at one time. And then in the US, we dropped to the 35, 40 trucks.
From 50, okay. Wow, it's a lot to unpack. So you have to understand, all this is going inside my head as a fleet owner. I understand my books and I understand terminals and I
Yes.
understand payments. And these payments are, $350,000 a month on a fleet of 100, 125. That's a hefty bill to pay.
When we buy this terminal was one of the best one in the area.
100%. I mean, after I show, once I see the video.
Second thing is, we wanna run an ethical company, which everybody calls in their interviews. Everybody, we have a CBR at the single digit. We are ISO certified. We are CAMC. We have all kind of certifications. It's not like we carrying the certifications. We follow the rules and regulations. When we bought this terminal, we built it this way, like no driver cars can go inside, even a mechanics or anybody. Everybody car stays out as a CT-PAT rules. So we try to run a legit business, which everybody talks, but it costs a lot of money to run those businesses. It's not a cheap to run. When I was reading some of the comments people making, they flex the fleets, big twice they didn't look at their balance sheets and everything. But in order to run a 300 trucks with the legit business, you need to spend the money. You can't expect you don't spend the money and then you expect you are a top carrier as well.
Yeah.
This industry takes a lot of, as you know, reefers, dry vans, it costs a lot of money to buy them.
So I want to talk a little bit. I mean, trust me, trucking hasn't been paying off in many years,
Yes.
especially in Canada. Running a fleet just doesn't pay anymore to run a fleet, even with today's freight rates.
Nope.
I want to talk a little bit, give some time about the last 2 weeks, the wind down or the shutdown, how things happened, the repossessions, the whole, the final, I guess, negotiations with RBC or the wind down.
So
Tell me a little bit about the last 2 weeks of the.
So it's not we do not have a solution on the table.
Okay.
Yes, we do have a solution. The problem is RBC didn't look how we are presenting. We have somebody refinancing 100% loan to value of their equipment. But obvious, everybody put up terms and conditions. RBC wants a firm deal. Second thing is terminal. We have a cash buyer available for terminal. Against a $42.5 million, they were giving us a $38 million. Yes, I understand we are short of $4.5 million, but we were not asking anybody to forgive our loan. We were just asking for a term loan for 5 to 7 years. So rest of the money we can pay in a 5 to 7 years. And we can move the line to the ABL facility. So it's not like we do not have a solutions. Yes, we do have a solutions. It's the narrative of the RBC advisors, and their lawyers are different than how we look at it.
Once they said no to this deal of yours, what happened? How did the
So
whole...
they have a receivership date, and we filed for the CCAA.
Correct.
Obviously, we are very optimistic. We were thinking we will get us one chance to get a CCAA. We have a cash flow presented. We have a cash flow presented to the... Obvious, we need a dip financing at a time to run operation, because in order to do a CCAA, you need to run a operation at the same time. So we do have a dip financing, but unfortunately in a court, judgment goes in a favor of the RBC Bank, and they got a receivership. But we will tell you something, like we run ethical company till the last day. When the even receiver comes in, we give them all the access. We didn't hide anything from them. We gave them our books. We gave them all the GPS locations. The day we move out of the building, they've been locating all the trucks and trailers.
Yeah.
And they have all the access to my staff. They have everybody's phone numbers. They have, even when we leave, we didn't even touch a single pen out of the building. Everything as is, we leave in the building.
Did anybody beside RBC support the restructuring? You said that there was other finance companies. What did they say?
So I told you, like, we have a $38 million cash deal.
Yes.
Sales leaseback option. Then we have a ABLs looking into, or a factoring looking into the line of credit. If there is any shortfall, we are ready to pay that as well. So we are, and also there is another company who's doing 100% financing on the equipment, because we buy all the equipment through OEM. So we didn't use any third party. So we have equity in our equipments.
And they still didn't allow you to?
They still didn't allow us.
Wow. So what was the date that it shut down officially?
It shut down on 15th of May.
So 15th of May comes, you arrive at work, what happens?
No, 15th of May is a court date. So court take a decision around in the evening 5:30,
Okay.
6:30. A receiver came to the building at 6:30 in the evening. They locked the doors.
Just shut down the doors to the
They
building.
totally, like I was under the impression, even if it's a receivership, they will come, they will talk to the management, they will ask us how to wind down. Even if their vision is to wind down and liquidate everything, we should be asked the best plan to wind down. But our plan was never been listened to. We told them, you cannot stop the trucks and trailers. Everything is on the road or in the yard. There is a lot of trailers with the loads in it. Like there is a protocol, and being a fleet owner, you know that. You cannot just go in and lock. It's not like a restaurant. You lock the doors and everything is inside.
But I think that's something that your lawyer had to bring up. He had to talk about these things based on these conditions, or based on there was something that your lawyer had to do.
No, but the receiver decides what he does.
Correct.
It's only the receiver decides.
Wow.
So we gave them a plan. We told them all the things, like if the material doesn't deliver, if the load doesn't.
Yeah, but they didn't listen.
Obvious, being a owner of the Lion Force, I know how the Lion Force runs.
Correct.
I understand they are experts for their own fields,
Yes.
but they doesn't know how the transportation runs. But when the owner telling you this is a good path to even wind down, give us 2 weeks, we can give everybody a plenty of notice. We deliver all the materials. We bring every equipment back to the terminal. That's the best way of recovery the things. But they decided to go other way around.
I mean, I think that from reading the last 5 or 6 closures of RBC all in the files, I think I can understand why they do what they do. So there's a
No,
lot
but,
of, like they're basically putting everybody into one pool.
Yeah, but you cannot brush everybody with the same brush in the market. There is a difference between a companies to companies, right?
100%, yes.
There is a difference. Like when we are giving you access, when you can track our equipment, you can do everything, right?
Yeah.
What is the point if you can sit in a room and work with us and we can together make it a plan to do a better recovery for all the lenders?
So I feel like they've dealt with a lot of files where they come up with the plan and then they find a truck without an engine or a reefer without a reefer, without tires. And
No, but the thing is, if I have to do those things,
yes,
I can do along back those things. I shouldn't be
100%.
waiting for
I
them.
agree.
So they should know it. If somebody has to take an engine off the trucks or a trailers or a reefers or anything, they don't need to wait for the receiver to show up on the doors.
Do you feel like there was a different exit with RBC that you could have made it work with them?
The different exit is only, being a transport company, we are not failed as administrators. You can ask our customers till the last day we are performing, we are giving a good service. Only thing kills the line force is basically a real estate in the bad economy. Yes, there being a different exit if they let us run the company and they can we even give them an option. We can put this property on a sale and we will see the results in 3 months. Whatever results comes, whatever RBC will decide, we go same path. But we didn't get a permission to even put our own property on a sale to check the real market value.
So one of your solutions was to put the property
on the sale.
And they said no.
No. Biggest thing is we bring 3 big players from the market. One is CBRE, one is Avis & Young, and third one is JLL. We bring proposals on the table from all 3 of them. All 3 of them is a realistic value of this property, even if we sell it today between $42 to $48 million.
Correct.
So RBC loan will be fully paid if they sold it. But if I get a chance, I think we should deserve a chance to put our own property on a sale by ourselves to realistically check and pay off the RBC everything and move forward.
But that's something that maybe you could have gotten through the courts. I don't understand where your lawyer was in all of this.
We present all these documents
to the court and they said no?
We did it. When we showed the court what proposals we have to give, this was one of them. We can put a property on a sale, then we can take a business on a site, run it. My biggest problem is we did everything with the same bank, so everything got tied up to each other.
Correct.
So we didn't get a chance to say we can do. If we have 2 different banks acting at the same time, the scenario will be far different.
Of course.
So we shouldn't have to.
If you had a different bank financing the property,
yes,
and then RBC was financing your.
The biggest issue is we lost our hard work of 10 years.
I've seen the way these things play out, and nobody can take your mind, and nobody could take what you've learned. They could take away all the building.
I totally understand, but when people doesn't know the reality, what happened to the company?
Yeah.
People thinking, first of all, people has a very bad narrative against the trucking companies. People thinking when somebody goes bankrupt, they take millions out of the company and walk away.
If they only knew that there is no millions.
You're right.
Here. Right.
So I want to tell, if we have to take millions out of the company, I shouldn't be putting 2 years back my own $10 million in a company.
Correct.
Then during the last year, we paid a RBC $3 million. I take a second mortgage on my home of $1.5 million, and all that money goes to my company. I even didn't take a single penny for my personal use.
So RBC had a personal guarantee on you, correct?
Yes.
What's happening with that?
So far, I don't know, but obviously they're going to pursue for those personal guarantees after this.
So I still want to go through the last day. So you went into the courtroom. The courtroom said,
I didn't go to the courtroom. It was online.
Oh, okay.
But I was attending a whole conversation.
What happened in that conversation? The judge said, no, we don't support the restructure?
I don't know exactly because I was reading a judgment. In a judgment, it was said, judge didn't said anything in a courtroom. Obviously, they don't say anything like this in a courtrooms. But they said in a judgment, Lion Force come to the court too late. But too late is we are trying to work with the bank for so many months, and even till the last minute, RBC was keep saying like receivership is not a good option in this case.
Do you think your lawyer did a good job on the file, now looking back?
Yes. I think lawyer is okay, but only problem is we signed a forbearance, and I later on came to know signing a forbearance is a heavy impact on the company because you gave in a writing everything to them. They have a right to appoint a receiver.
Elaborate on that. So what does that mean? So the forbearance agreement.
Forbearance agreement is you give your rights to the bank.
Okay.
In a forbearance, they mention they have a right to appoint a receiver at any time. They worked with me for 1.5 years because we gone through 3 audits through their advisors. They didn't find anything in our company. So that's why, that's another reason they gave us a 1.5 year time period. Because if they find any company in a frauds, so they take right away company to the court.
Got it.
But in our case, it's not like that. We give them our books and everything up in the front. And also with the BDO financials at the back end.
So your forbearance agreement said you have to do A, B, C, D, or else the bank has the right to do whatever they want.
Milestones. They set a milestone. Lion Force didn't set up a milestones. Bank set up a milestone. When we are not able to fulfill those milestones, they say, oh, see, Lion Force didn't fill the milestone. But those milestones never been set up by us. Like if I ask you, Ron, can you give me $100? If your pocket doesn't allow you, give you $100. But I get your signature on $100. It's 2 different things. If you tell me, Harry, I give you only $10 a month, and then I agree to it and I sign it, then it's a different thing. Obviously, you can set up any goals for anybody. That's not achievable.
Yeah. Last day of work, what happened? Who came in there? Who shut down the doors? How did this process
So Fuller Lando LLP was the receiver
Yes.
for this file. And not on a Friday, they shut down the locks. They call the management on a Saturday to have a board meeting. We go to the board meeting. Excuse me, all 3 of the owners.
Yes.
Then I go to the Monday to the yard, and they call all the staff members. They ask everybody who want to work with them. And our accounting team work for them for a full month. So my accounting team assist them to do everything in a bookkeeping for next month after the receivership. 1 or 2 people in a dispatch works for them, but rest of the people denies. But that's people's choice, not my choice.
Correct.
We bring every staff member to the boardroom with them, and we are not even present in a boardroom. So they have a one-on-one conversations with all of them, and I think a couple of people stays to work with them, and they give them all the things they needed for their work. I was going there for a couple of days as well. They're asking me so much.
They allowed you into the property?
They allow me to go into the property to help them, to work with them. The problem is I do not have access to my email. I do not have access to my systems. I do not have access to anything. How I can just walk into the rooms and help somebody? They take away my access. They take away my email access. They take away my software access. They didn't even give me my GPS access.
Wow.
We are the one who told them which GPS we are using. And very first thing is they cut down my own access.
Unbelievable.
How I can help around you running a trucking company if you don't have a location of your trucks and trailers, if you don't have your software access, you don't have your accounting access, you don't have email access, can you help somebody how the ED transport runs?
No.
Very simple.
No.
So they want me to sit with somebody like this, beside somebody, and tell them how the trucking runs. I learned this trucking in 10 years. How I can teach somebody in a half a day how the trucking runs. Yeah. They're asking me, your trucks, trailers running on the road, who's moving them? How I know who's moving them? These kind of questions irritates me basically.
So does that mean that the people that were on the file had no clue about trucking?
According to me, no.
They had no clue?
No. They never done a trucking file before.
Okay.
They don't know how the trucking company works. And to be very honest, it's not something I can teach somebody in 1 or 2 days.
Now explain to me the spending habits in order to get all your equipment. So instead of driving a trailer from Mississauga to Brampton, they towed it away. And with what logic?
We have no clue because they didn't tell us anything.
They started towing all of your stuff away, even though it was drivable condition.
If it's a drivable condition, trucks are inside, the biggest concern for me is that they go into, because we give them a GPS access and we are
Correct.
using a global GPS. They even go and lock our equipment in the US, which doesn't even belongs to Line Force Canada company. They lock the US equipment as well.
Oh, that's right. Question. So about the U.S. company, what ties does the Canada? Is it owned by the same people?
It was owned by same people, but it's a different standalone company. Jurisdiction is in Indiana. It's running out of the US. It's not. We do not have a cross collateral on that company. We do not have a guarantees from that company to each other.
So do you think that RBC overstepped?
It's not RBC. Because after 15th of May, it's not even RBC. It's all about the receiver.
Got it.
It's a receiver. RBC is like a lender like us. They're like a lender.
Okay.
One of the creditor.
Yes. Do you believe that the U.S. company was not supposed to be tied in?
No, I don't think so.
You don't. Did you bring it up?
Not yet, because it's been a month now. I've been facing a lot of other things right now. Like, to be very honest with you, when you lose your own company like this, the big company, you even don't know what's happening. Like, I'm almost
shock.
kind of lost from 1 month.
No, in a state of shock. Listen,
Yes.
Wow.
I have a family. I have a small daughter at home. Life is not the same.
Yeah. So.
And you can even ask our drivers and yes, we owe some drivers some money and we are not denying it. But how come I can pay my drivers when I don't have access to my accounts? We are not doing a factoring till the last day.
Correct.
Yes, we do have a book of receivables. Less or more doesn't matter. My book of receivable is enough to pay my drivers. My book of receivable is enough to pay CRA. My book of receivable is enough to pay a property tax. So I was asking a question like, when somebody leave a book of receivable, why the priority payments? According to me, drivers are the priority payments.
Correct.
Doesn't matter they work on a corporations or they are payrolls, but they're still full-time employees of the company.
Correct.
They should be
Paid first.
And even my employees who work, like we pay semi-monthly to everybody.
Yes.
Our payroll is due on 16th and 1st. When I leave the company on 15th, I have no access to my accounts. Why the person who take over the company from us didn't pay my employees on 16th when we have money on the books? Why the employees not paid? They has been enrolled into the WEPP program. Why they need to enroll my employees into the web program when there is actual money in the company books? So now my employee has to wait for a couple of months to get the money from the government. How fair it is?
It's not.
It's not fair.
It's not. If you had money aside from the employees, should have been sent.
So it's not a narrative is different. If we have to do this, not to pay our employees, we should done it long time ago. Before we even invest our life savings into this new building.
Yeah.
How hard it is for us to leave like a $10 to $15 million on the table like this.
So my next topic is more about what can we all learn from this? What can I learn from it as a fleet owner? What can the audience learn from this? If I was going through the same situation that you're going through, what advice would you have for me?
So my advice is only always have different lenders for different needs. Yeah. More diversify. Involve your corporate lawyers and do a right structuring for the companies. Try to avoid the cross collaterals. We do a cross collaterals because at that time we don't understand the importance. But I lost my company for a property. Until the last day, I do not care about I'm even telling you now, I do not care. The more I care about my company. Even now, somebody can give me a line force, I can turn the ship around for the line force. I do not care about the property. We can make a property again. Or even we don't need to make a property again. My lesson is, the company is everything for you. Do not take your company for structures. So if you ask me today if you want a company or a yard, I will say I want my company.
Yeah. So looking back, was it premature to go after a $50 million building?
It was not a bad decision, Ron. As in 2023, if I buy a $50 million terminal, I also sold my terminal for the same price. So we owned 3.78 acres of land in Mississauga with a 10,000 square feet of building, and we sold that property for 19 million. So almost a 5 million an acre, and we bought terminal of 10 acres of almost with the same ratios. So it's not a bad decision. It's just nobody knew after 2023 the next couple of years gonna be so brutal in the economy. We have 34,000 square feet building, and we bring a lot of savings. When we move in here, we were fueling all the trucks in-house. Any truck goes up to the Midwest, they fuel in-house. Any truck goes to Montreal, they fill in-house. We have a scale, we save a lot of money on scale tickets. We have inspection, 24 hours inspection station. We have washway, we have a shop. So in a Mississauga property, we do not have a shop. So we are saving a lot of money in repairs and maintenance. You can even open a Lion Force record for last 3 years, check how many tickets we have on the road.
No, I checked your safety ratings. They were pretty good. Your safety ratings are just fine.
And we are not hiding a trucks. I'm not like Lion Force. You know how the safer people does. They put 3 trucks in one company, rest trucks are somewhere else. We are putting 100% trucks, what we own, what we run is on the safer, and that safer rating is real numbers.
Yeah.
So we invest in technicians. I told you, we have 7 to 8 technicians. All are licensed mechanics. All are licensed mechanics, day and night. We have shop supervisors. We invest into the shop tools. We invest into the software called MIR. So we invest heavily into the people saying they invested too much into the technology against a human. Yeah, that's a future. We need to do it. We all need to do it one day. One day, the other day, we have to do this.
So looking back at time, at what point would you have called in a restructure? If you could take back time, would you have done it much sooner, the restructuring, the proper restructure of a company? The filing?
Yes, from my experience, the very first day when the RBC moved us to the special loans,
that's when you should.
That's the day we should file for restructuring in a court without signing a forbearance. But we sign a forbearance because at that time we were not even aware of what the forbearance is. We do not have even a lawyers involved because nobody uses lawyers until you need to, right? So we even don't know what the forbearance. We says, okay, they only want to do audit and things will be fine after this. So we sign a forbearance in a good faith. It's not like I knew it and I sign it. If I knew it, I will never sign it and I will take my file to the court at the same day.
Do you feel like they did you wrong, RBC? You feel like they...
No, I think they follow their own processes. I cannot say they did it wrong, but it was happened to wrong people, I can say. We don't deserve this.
Yeah.
Because we are a loyal customer of RBC for 10 years.
So, from what I understand from you, you would recommend for everybody not to have their line of credit together with their property, together with their assets.
Never.
Right? 3 different banks, 1 equipment, 1...
Never tied up cross collateral, and try to find, if you know your company is in trouble or even the times are tough, just step up. Don't be shy what people gonna think, because either way people gonna say something later on or the earlier. Just jump in and go to the court and find the right restructure plan, find the right lawyers, find the right team who can do a cash flows restructure. You should know your cash flows 9 months ahead of the time, not now. The good companies running cash flows for next 12 months.
Wow.
I had a lot of experience in accounting this, because I'm doing everything with my CFO and everything. So I know exactly what the company needs to be running we should be aware of all our costing for next 12 months coming on the table, so we know the solutions ahead of the time rather than at the same moment.
Question for you, just off topic. How much money did you spend on lawyer fees?
Around 700,000.
$700,000 you spent in the last 18 months on lawyer fees. Crazy.
Yep, we try to save our jobs, we try to save our reputation, we try to save line force, we try to save our drivers' jobs. All this money we spend for our people, not for us. I can just walk away with 800,000 anytime back in a day's too.
When you put the $3 million into the building, a lot of it was your own money from your own operation. Yes. You kept investing into it. You kept taking money out of your operation, putting it into the renovations.
Into the renovations and this, because from day one, our vision is grow the company. Grow the company. From last 10 years, whatever mostly we make, we put it. Even from all three owners didn't take even a management salary from last 1.5 years.
Do you think that's the right approach? Continue growth. If you would have taken this money maybe and just, bought out your own equipment, stop being so dependent on the banks, do you think that might be a better approach?
You can say now, but yes and no. Everything has to, like when we were doing a growth, it was supported. When we were doing these things, the things looks nice on that end. Nobody knew, even though you don't know, nobody knew the market gonna be flipped so bad like this. If market is even 50% on this, we all will be survived easily.
For sure.
But we invest in Canada. Correct.
Did you see the, I think CAT got a $90 million bailout? Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
$90 million bailout. What was the reasoning behind it? Because of the trade?
Tariff. They said tariff.
Did you get any help from the government?
No,
because I didn't get any.
We don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, obvious help doesn't come to us.
Why do you think that is?
Have you ever seen this, government jump in to help, like a medium-sized companies like us? We were called into a medium-size, right? I know the CAT says they put this criteria into this program. The company has to be over $150 million in a revenue. Like, if the big company is in trouble, and all we know about the CAT, it's not in trouble from last 1 or 2 months. They are in a trouble from very long time, right? If the big companies like CAT, who established themselves into the market such a big, if they're facing this issue, what you think companies like us cannot face this thing?
No, I mean, I keep reading that there's government help. I mean, we try, but
no, it's a tariff program, but it's for the large enterprise.
Correct.
Over $150 million.
Yeah, but there's nothing.
But the problem is, if the $150+ million company needs aid, this means a $70 million or $80 million company like us, obvious, we are also in a trouble for same. Yes, we are not asking for 90 million. Couple of million should be sufficient for us to survive.
Yeah.
We never ask give us a 90 million, but maybe 4 or 5 million.
Yes.
Can save a lot of jobs, and we can create more jobs. Things gonna turn around year or so. Someday the thing's gonna turn around.
I feel like the Q2 of 2026 they have turned around. Whether it's gonna last, not last, who knows what's gonna happen with Kuzma and re-signing it.
In the US, it's turned around.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But how long is it gonna last?
Nobody knows about it.
But from what
there is a lot of shortage of drivers as well behind it.
Yeah. Anything else that you would like to, that we didn't cover, that you would like to maybe mention or you'd like to say?
I think you covered most of it.
I think we covered everything, yeah. Well, Harry,
I just want to make sure, do not judge people without knowing the truth.
You're right, because the stories, even though they did a pretty good job with the articles, I feel like there's a lot more to the story, and
because they pick up whatever they find in a court material.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they didn't talk to us or anything. They just pick up. We are the first Ontario company who was using a 360 cameras on trucks. We are using Isaac tablets from almost 5 years. So and even our trailers are double track. Even the receiver has no problem tracking our trucks and trailers.
What's the logic behind double tracking your equipment?
We go to a lot of Mexico and we haul a lot of expensive loads. And even if the one tracking, I'm not saying you're in a trucking, if by any malfunction one stopped working, How you know the location of your trailer?
You don't.
So that's why we are using two trackings. So it's very unfortunate your two trackers can go malfunction at the same time.
For sure.
And we get enough chance to fix the tracking and bring the equipment back to the terminal or close a stop to fix it.
Oh, I'm present whenever.
Because once your trailer's tracking stop, you're blind.
Yes. Well, you would know which.
You know
customer,
which truck is hauling.
Customer. No, not just that. You know where you dropped it. You know which customer. The last pinged location.
But the thing is, you drop so many trailers to the different
For
yards.
sure.
How you know out of hundreds, one trailer move out of that yard?
Where is all your equipment right now? Trucks, trailers, drive-ins, reefers. Where's everything?
I have no idea right
All over the place.
now. I don't know.
You still have customer loads in your in your yard?
So far, I know, yes, there is still a loaded trailers.
Still.
Still.
1.5 months later, almost.
Yes, there is still a loaded trailers because some people, by unfortunately, they call me and I tell, do not call me, call receiver.
Unbelievable.
Because I have no control over anything. I cannot do anything to anybody. And also, it's not right for me to jump in because it's the end of the day, receiver is control of the company.
Wow.
Yes, there is still a, but I don't know where the equipment is because I do not have anything from month and a half now.
Unbelievable. Crazy. Well, listen, Harry, thank you very much for coming here, for agreeing to, release the story, to talk about the story. I'm sure it's not easy for you. I mean, I can't imagine what you're going through. I gave my heart and soul to ET Transport, and when I'm talking to you, I get goosebumps because, this is realistic stuff that we live through.
I only come here not to have any public appearance or trying to be I just come here to tell people the truth.
Yeah. Well, I really
I do not want people to talk bad about the company or anybody when you don't know anything.
Correct.
What happened exactly, why it happens,
Yeah.
what is the story behind it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not about losing your own company is not easy.
Yeah.
And you have to explain to the every world people like anybody I meet in my life, I have to tell them. People thinking like, oh, they are the one who did this. They are the one. Yes, I was the owner, but who wants their company to be shut down? I never seen a person, ethical person, met me and says, I want my company to be shut down.
Well, I think nobody wants their company to be shut down, but sometimes, just like in this situation, you have exterior factors that are uncontrollable. There's definitely something to learn from the story. Yes. I can pinpoint at maybe 3-4 things that, for example, if you didn't buy the building, for example, I think you would have been just fine.
But also my point is if RBC is giving you such a big loan month and a half before your close month end.
Yeah. No, so for me, it's very surprising that RBC put you in
how
default.
their credit department, their underwriter doesn't know about, like I'm gonna breach in a covenants.
Yeah, no, for me, that's the first thing that stood out. How is it that in 2024 you were already in breach, and then the financing happened, and
they closed the deal on 15th of April, 2024. My year end is 30th of May. What I can change in a month and a half to make my covenants changed?
Nothing. But maybe that's why they worked with you until 2025.
Yeah, but the year was not really good. What we can do about it?
No, there's nothing that we can do about it. There's nothing that we can do.
Right, and no company was making a money, but we still put a lot of money back.
Not allowing you to sell your own building, that's a problem for me, right? Yes. I mean, they should not be allowed to say no. They could have let you sell the building as long as it buys them out, and then you have the receivables
We
problem.
have proposals from all 3 companies from more than 3 months before we go to the court.
And you gave them here's the buyer, and here is the factoring company, here we buy everything out, and they said no?
Nope, they say this looks like to us it's not a real path. That's what the court document says. Their plan was not sufficient, right? Yes, it is obvious. Like nobody will give you check and says here is a check.
Okay, give me another week or 2. I'll make it sufficient for you.
Yep.
No?
Because everybody, like even a Ritchie brother, you go to Ritchie Brothers route, right?
Correct.
So when Ritchie Brothers bought somebody's fleet, did they give you a firm offer? No, they will not give you. They put their clauses underneath.
Yes.
Everybody want to inspect how somebody knows he's buying a trailer or he's refinancing a trailer. What if that trailer doesn't exist in the market?
Correct.
How somebody will give you a firm offer, here is your $6 million, we are buying everything. But no, half of the piece of the equipment is already met with accident, there is no equipment actually.
I'm wondering if you put the building up for sale in 2025 and you would have had a registered offer, if the same outcome would have happened.
I have no idea.
Right, because
at that time we were not thinking to sell it.
them. Yeah, you were thinking
Because obviously we are making our payments on time, everything was running fine. So obviously we bought this terminal as a home terminal.
Yes.
We feel pride in this terminal, right? And we want to grow, because if you see the terminals, I will share the pictures with you and everything, you will see
I saw the video, it's stunning. It's every trucking owner's dream to have that kind of terminal. When I saw the renos that you did and the bay and the shop and it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, but thank you very much, and we will definitely be in touch.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Ron.